Hey friends, woo! Welcome back to our study along of the World Order of Bahá'u'lláh. I am your study buddy, Jacqueline Claire. Linked below, you'll find a playlist for all of the weekly readings of this book, as well as a bunch of other supplementary and enriching content. So we are still in the midst of the letter entitled The Dispensation of Baha'u'lláh, written in 1936. And this section of the letter that we're starting in on today is called the Administrative Order. So paragraph 1 of the Administrative Order, in my copy it's page 143. If you hear a creature, it's just a little dog sniffing around, studying along with us. All right, Bean, can you sit down? Can you sit? Good dog. Thank you. Okay. Dearly beloved brethren, in Abdu'l-Baha, with the ascension of Baha'u'lláh, the dayspring of divine guidance, which, as foretold by Sheikh Ahmad and Syed Kazim, had risen in Shiraz, and while pursuing its westward course, had mounted its zenith in Adrianople, had finally sunk below the horizon of Akka, never to rise again ere the complete revolution of 1,000 years. The setting of so effulgent an orb brought to a definite termination the period of divine revelation, the initial and most vitalizing stage of the Baha'i era, inaugurated by the Bab, culminating in Baha'u'lláh, anticipated and extolled by the entire company of the prophets of this great prophetic cycle. This period has, except for the short interval between the Bab's martyrdom and Baha'u'llah's shaking experiences in the Siyachal of Tehran, been characterized by almost 50 years of continuous and progressive revelation, a period which by its duration and fecundity must be regarded as unparalleled in the entire field of the world's spiritual history. The passing of Abdu'l-Baha, on the other hand, marks the closing of the heroic and apostolic age of the same dispensation, that primitive period of our faith, the splendors of which can never be reviled, much less be rivaled, there's a big difference, can never be rivaled, much less eclipsed by the magnificence that must needs distinguish the future victories of Baha'u'llah's revelation. For neither the achievements of the champion builders of the present-day institutions of the faith of Baha'u'lláh, nor the tumultuous triumphs which the heroes of its golden age will in the coming days succeed in winning, can measure with or be included within the same category as the wondrous works associated with the names of those who have generated its very life and laid its pristine foundations. That first and creative age of the Baha'i era must by its very nature stand above and apart from the formative period into which we have entered and the golden age destined to succeed it. Baha'u'lláh, who incarnates an institution for which we can find no parallel whatsoever in any of the world's recognized religious systems, may be said to have closed the age to which he himself belonged and opened the one in which we are now laboring. His will and testament should thus be regarded as the perpetual, the indissoluble link with the mind of him who is the mystery of God, has conceived in order to ensure the continuity of the three ages that constitute the component parts of the Baha'i dispensation. The period in which the seed of the faith had been slowly germinating is thus intertwined both with the one which must witness its efflorescence and the subsequent age in which that seed will have finally yielded its golden fruit. The creative energies released by the law of Bahá'u'lláh permeating and evolving within the mind of Abdu'l-Baha have, by their very impact and close interaction, given birth to an instrument which may be viewed as the charter of the new world order, which is at once the glory and the promise of this most great dispensation. The will may thus be acclaimed as the inevitable offspring resulting from the mystic intercourse between him who communicated the generating influence of his divine purpose and the one who was its vehicle and chosen recipient. Being the child of the covenant, the heir of both the originator and the interpreter of the law of God, the will and testament of Abdu'l-Baha can no more be divorced from him who supplied the original and motivating impulse than from the one who ultimately conceived it. Baha'u'llah's inscrutable purpose, we must ever bear in mind, has been so thoroughly infused into the conduct of Abdu'l-Baha, and their motives have been so closely wedded together that the mere attempt to disassociate the teachings of the former from any system which the ideal exemplar of those same teachings has established would amount to repudiation of one of the most sacred and basic truths of the faith. So friends, that was very dense and very wordy in a beautiful way, but I felt like I was doing a lot of reading and not a lot of stopping and connecting with you. That concludes paragraph 4 of that section of the letter, as I understood as I'm studying and reading with you. Just Shoghi Effendi making the very clear point that Baha'u'lláh appointed Abdu'l-Baha as the center of the covenant, and that Abdu'l-Baha's ministry was very important and special and unique, and that as Baha'u'lláh appointed Abdu'l-Baha as the center of the covenant and an interpreter of the writings, that whatever Abdu'l-Baha laid out in his will reflects the will of Baha'u'lláh. I don't know if that was any less wordy. That was rather clunky Jackie version of what Shoghi Effendi said so eloquently, but that is how I understood what I just read to you. If you have any thoughts or comments on this, please drop them in the comment section below. You have helped me reach 1,000 subscribers, which means I can start live streaming these studies. So if that is interesting to you, be sure to concur that in the comments as well. These usually go out at 2 p.m. on Fridays. Remains to be seen if that will still be the best time to do this if these are live streams. So feel free to give your comments on that. If you are a loyal fan of this particular series, I really would like to hear from you. All right, my friends, remember to subscribe, like, share this video, and until next time, I wish you the best playing your unique part in making this world a better place.